Alright, so it is finally time to go over my top songs of the year. I'm doing 60 this year because there's just so much good music, it's insane. I also could not keep it to one song per artist. Most of them have one song, but there's a good amount that don't. There's like 2 songs at least. So yeah, top 60 songs of the year. I know it's a completely random number, but what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? What are you gonna do about that? I do have a Spotify playlist for 2023, so if you want to check out my top 50 songs of 2023, I'll have a description. I'll have a link in my description to the video, and in the description of that video is a link to the Spotify playlist if you want to check that out. But I think this year's list is way better, and I'll have a link in the description to the playlist I made for this year's as well. But yeah, there was so much music this year that it was really, really difficult for me to make a top 50, so I expanded it to 60, but even then, dude, there's so many more songs and albums. I expanded from top 10 to top 15 this year, and even then there's so many albums that I would love to mention. But yeah, let's just get into this. So number 60 is a band that I didn't hear until this year. They're a really good hardcore band. This song absolutely punched me in the face the first time I heard it. The songs before it in the album were great, but this one is really the one that destroyed me. This is Cannibal featuring Dave Peters by Kubla Khan, Texas. It all comes down to the snare on this one, dude. The amount of reverb on that snare literally made me like ascend, you know what I mean? The snare in this song is diabolical. Also, I am still sick, so sorry if I sound a little dumb. So I thought this was a great way to start off the list. This isn't, like a top song of the year or anything, but this was a super solid song from a great band that I finally got around to listening to this year. Alright, number 59. There were a couple songs off this album that I could have picked, but I think this is the one that is probably my favorite off the whole album, and it is A Terrible Day for Rain by Alpha Wolf. It is way more like traditional Alpha Wolf than the rest of the album. This album, Half Living Things, is very experimental. There's even a song where the vocals reminded me of Joe Elliott from Def Leppard, dude. Yeah, this was a really fun album to listen to. There's a couple hit or miss songs in this album, if I remember correctly, but this song just rips. Alright, number 58. This is a band that I also really, really like since maybe 2021 with their album Passenger. And I listened to this whole EP. There's a lot of really solid songs on it, but the last song on the album, on the EP called Landslide, I fell in love with the arpeggiating synth at the beginning, and the chorus is absolutely top tier, dude. This is a very beautiful song and a really good way to end the album. It is really, really catchy. The production is great. And yeah, just a really, really solid release from Kingdom of Giants. Number 57. Break my lying tongue. Break My Lying Tongue by Vala is a beautiful song. The first time I heard it, I was kind of not super, really into it. I really liked the song, but it took a couple listens for the synth to really get me. With this album, Friend of a Phantom, the singles were a little bit weird, but once you hear it as a full album, it is stunning. And it made me like Break My Lying Tongue even more than I did before. It is very catchy. The production, again, is great. Vocals, of course, Vala's vocals are always top tier. And yeah, I love the dreamy synth, and the energy is very uplifting. Alright, number 56, we're back into the super heavy stuff. This is a band that was recommended to me, I believe, in 2023, and I listened to their previous album, and it was insane. There's hardcore elements, there's new metal elements. It was a fantastic album, and yeah, this is Blinded by Graphic Nature. And it is off their brand new 2024 album, which was really good, really solid. If that previous album I listened to last year was like a 9, this was probably like an 8. This album, the meaning behind it, but the meaning behind the lyrics, Blinded was definitely the one that stuck out to me the most. It is brutally heavy towards the end, man. That ending breakdown is just insane. This is just a great band if for like rage, if you're just really pissed off, working out. This is just a great band for that, so definitely check out Graphic Nature. The drumming on this song as well is mind-blowing. Okay, this next song comes as no surprise. This is one of the most insane things that happened this year. It is Linkin Park, Heavy's The Crown. This is what you asked for. Now, there's a couple other songs that I could have picked, but I think this one is the one that really gripped onto me, you know what I mean? The chorus is absolutely incredible, and that breakdown, obviously, the scream. I'm just so happy, you know what I mean? And I got Linkin Park tickets for my birthday a couple days ago, so yeah, I'm just really looking forward to the future of Linkin Park now, which is crazy to say. I never thought that would, you know, be an actual thing, you know what I mean? So yeah, there's not much else I can say about this. Check out my videos on Linkin Park if you haven't already. And my most viewed video of all time was Linkin Park, so I also have that to thank Linkin Park for that, I guess, because I didn't really do much for it, except crying on camera, but hey. Okay, the next song is very interesting because this band actually reached out to me on Instagram to check them out. At the time, they had maybe a couple thousand listens on these songs, and now I've seen that they've grown quite a bit. I'm really happy for them because they are insane, and this is Gradients with the song This Abyss. There's major Loathe vibes, Unity, Texas vibes here with the mixing of like black metal with rapping. The first time I heard this song, I was immediately hooked. I had a second song by this band on the same EP called Blindsight or Blindsided, but I ended up having to take that one off to make room for another track. But yeah, I originally had two of my top songs of the year by Gradients, so this is a great new band to get into, and they just seem like really cool guys. So yeah, I wanted to give them a major shout out. All right, next, again, comes as no surprise, we got Knock Loose with Suffocate featuring Poppy. The Knock Loose album is insane. It is so good. And this song is definitely... I don't think this is the best song on the album, but it is definitely the one that instantly grabbed my attention. And it also made me, like, really like Poppy again, because I'd never been into her music, but I liked her content back in like 2015, 16. I remember when she first started doing YouTube, so I was like, whoa, Poppy's in a Knock Loose song? I didn't even know she did like screaming or anything heavy, so this was like really, really cool to listen to, and yeah, Knock Loose killed it this year, absolutely destroyed it. Okay, next song, number 52. This is Epitaph by Make Them Suffer. This is another song that didn't grab me the first time I listened to it, but after listening to it a couple times, I found out that this chorus is insane. Maybe the best chorus on their new album. I absolutely was obsessed with this chorus. This chorus would get stuck in my head. It was stuck in my head for like a whole month straight. You know what I mean? This chorus is on another level. But yeah, Make Them Suffer killed it this year as well. And this is a great song, man. I also saw them live this year, and I'm planning on seeing them live in March. And they're headlining in March, which is awesome. Okay, next song, number 51, we got Wind Waker, baby. Sirens. This song is one of the catchiest songs that has come out this year. Wind Waker came out of nowhere with this album, man, because before... I only heard My Empire off of their EP in 2019, and I listened to that back in 2019, 2020. I loved the song My Empire by them, and then I heard Sirens, and I'm like, this is a different vocalist, this is a completely different genre. It's not even a genre, they're just throwing shit together, and it is super good. Hyperviolence is a great album, but out of all of Hyperviolence, out of all like the really heavy cool stuff, the rapping stuff, the electronics, the synth, Sirens is maybe the catchiest song I've ever heard in my life. Like, this song is so catchy, man. All right, number 50, we have Jinx by Diamond Construct on the album Angel Killer Zero. I was recommended this album a little bit after I heard From Joy and a couple other bands that really sparked this love for like breakcore and like lo-fi elements coming together, like nostalgic elements, like jazz, like crazy stuff just coming together with like hardcore music. So this album had a lot of those elements in it, and Jinx is maybe one of the heaviest songs, probably the heaviest song on the album if I remember correctly, but this song is absolutely brutal. Towards the end, dude, that end breakdown, that rapid fire scream into that just distorted, nasty, disgusting breakdown that we get at the end. All right, number 49, we got Red Horizon by Fit for an I had never listened to Fit for an Autopsy in my life before this album came out, so I still have to check out some of their other stuff in the discography, but this album blew me away. But Red Horizon really stuck out. It's more of an emotional track. The flow of the song, the structure, the build up, the way it starts off with some clean guitar and just goes straight into this insane riff. But yeah, all the layers of this song come together so well. The guitar, the vocals, and yeah, this is just a really, really, really solid song. Probably my favorite off of this album. Number 48, The King's Architects, Curse with Jordan Fish. So this was the first song that they worked with Jordan Fish on, or at least that they announced that Jordan Fish was going to be working on it. I'm very excited for this upcoming album. I see it personally as the true follow-up to 2021's album, and I love the production on this song. The bass, I really like the bass. I really like the chorus as well. The vocals are the best Sam has sounded in quite a while, and yeah, this song got super stuck in my head throughout the year. I personally like it more than Seeing Red and Whiplash. I also really love the artwork that they used for the single that had their old logo on it. Jordan Fish has been killing it this year, and I cannot wait to hear more from Architects next year. Of course, they are. I'm wearing an Architects Seeing Red hoodie. I got Architects vinyl back there. They were my favorite band for a good 4 or 5 years. And yeah, I think this is going to be their true follow-up to this album here, because Classic Symptoms, while there's some good songs on there, I still have it on vinyl. I think it was a little bit of a miss from them for the first time ever, really. I don't think they've ever missed in the past. And I've listened to everything they've ever made, including demos. One of my favorite songs is a demo from them. So I'm very, very, very into Architects, everything they've done. So it's not about them changing their sound, because I loved... For Those That Wish to Exist, I love Daybreaker, The Here and Now, other albums that people had problems with when they changed up their sound. But anyway, I don't want to make this an Architects rant video, but yeah, I really look forward to this upcoming album, and this was my favorite single, honestly, even though it's the least heavy single out of the 3 so far. It is probably my favorite one. Okay, number 47, we got As Sick as the Secrets Within by Marilyn Manson. So this was his first song since 2020, and it is beautifully produced. It's the best singing I've ever heard from Manson since probably Mechanical Animals. This song is absolutely incredible. This is a masterpiece of a song. Hearing it live was mind-blowing. I'd never seen Marilyn Manson live before. He's performing better than he has basically in the entire century, and a lot of people think this is the best music he's made since the early 2000s, since the 90s. I personally really love a lot of the things that he made in the 2000s, 2010s. So I don't personally agree with that, but this is like a big return to form to his 90s sound, you know what I mean? There's elements from Hollywood, there's elements from Mechanical Animals, Antichrist Superstar, and there's also a lot of elements from his 2000s albums as well. Basically all of his albums kind of came together. So yeah, I couldn't be happier about this song and the album. Alright, number 46, we got Novelist with Prisoner. This is a super catchy song. It's on their first EP with their brand new vocalist Camille, and I absolutely love her voice. I think she has a great energy. She's a really, really, really positive person. I saw them live opening for Era, and they were probably the best opener I've ever seen besides for Wind Waker. They took over the crowd, dude. The energy was insane. She did their old songs perfectly. Some metalcore a la mode. Alright, next song, number 45. This is another band that I've never heard before. Well, I heard their name before, but I never listened to them until this year with their brand new song, brand new album, Jesus. But yeah, this is Red Wine and Discontent by See You Space Cowboy. I clearly can't talk today, but this album blew me away the first time I heard it. But this is one of my favorite songs. I just love the chorus of this song. There's a couple other songs that I thought about putting on here, including Chewing the Scenery. So there's a couple of songs that I could have picked from this album, but I picked this one. This is the one that really caught me the most. It's super catchy. I just love the chorus. And yeah, it's very, very unique, especially vocally. It's very similar to like Static Dress, but it's also taking a lot of like old school emo from like the late 90s, early 2000s. Lots of that influence, I think anyway, that I've heard. And it's also got those very atmospheric, like jazz like elements throughout the album as well. So yeah, this is more of like a go listen to the album type thing, you know what I mean? But this song is definitely great. Okay, number 44. I just listened to this more recently than a lot of the other things on this list, but this is Moon by Daybreak. This album is extremely noisy, very distorted, but this song comes out of nowhere with just, it is so beautiful. The atmosphere, the use of synth and the electronics on it. This is just a gorgeous song, man. And it's one of the most like shockingly fun albums I've listened to all year as well. Just the amount of variety in it is just mind-blowing to me. And yeah, it's one of the most unique albums I've ever heard, but Moon is definitely the most beautiful song on the album. The rest of them are just crazy. I mean, full on like EDM type things mixed with like hardcore, but it is very noisy, very chaotic, and yeah, probably not for everybody, you know what I mean? But this song is definitely a vibe. Okay, this next song is by one of my favorite bands. They're always in my like top 10 listened to bands of the year. This is After Image by Northlane off of the Mirror's Edge EP. This song out of all the songs except for like Dante is the most like Mirror's Edge-esque song on the album. It's very glossy, very bright, and the vocal performance is just out of this world. Marcus and Ian Kenny sound incredible, and I still need to check out Carnival. I've never heard a Carnival song, but I really liked the vocals from Ian Kenny on this. Okay, number 42. This is a band that I've heard of forever, but I also don't think I've listened to them until this year. Maybe a couple songs, but this was my first full album from Like Moths to Flames, and the song is The Depths I Roam. I love the chorus on this song. It is really catchy, and there's definitely tons of songs I could have picked off this album for my top, but The Depths I Roam just would get stuck in my head. And man, that song is so good, and I think it's one of the more underrated songs on the album as well. So yeah, major shout out to The Depths I Roam by Like Moths to Flames, and I should be seeing them on tour with Make Them Suffer if I get those tickets soon. Okay, song number 41. This is also more recent than a lot of the other songs on this list, but it's by one of my favorite bands of all time. I also saw them live this year. For the second time, and it is Nerve by Thornhill. Now, this song was a lot different than what I thought it was going to be. There's a lot of like old school hip hop vibes going on. Definitely still lots of like Deftones and Loathe influence to this new sound that Thornhill has been going for since their last album. And it was surprising to learn that Obsession is not going to be a part of the new album. Nerve was the first single for this upcoming album that hopefully will come out next year. The first time I heard this song, it was very chaotic. I knew I really enjoyed it, but I was like, I have to listen to this a couple more times because I have no idea what's happening. And once I read the lyrics along with it, I was like, dude, this absolutely slaps so hard. It's a very unique song, so I think they're getting very experimental with this upcoming album, which I really hope they are. It's also like the heaviest song that they've released in a very long time, maybe since Coven, because they don't really have any like super heavy songs. This is up there, man. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of the production, the vocals, and really it just makes me want to hear more from them. So yeah, next year, man, Thornhill, I'm looking at you. I'm gonna move to Australia if you don't hurry it up. Okay, number 40. This is from a band that I also really love. They're also in my top bands of the year every year for the last couple years anyway. And this came out of nowhere. It was a surprise release, surprise album by Counterparts, and the song is No Lamb Was Lost. I think every song on this album absolutely slaps. There's like the first 3 songs are all definitely like top tier. They could definitely go on my top of the year, but No Lamb Was Lost easily destroys every other song on this album. And I personally love Counterparts for like the lyrics and the emotion, you know what I mean? So this is like a super heavy version of Counterparts. Just the atmosphere the guitar creates during the chorus. This is a phenomenal song. One of the best, like, super heavy counterpart songs. But this just has some groove to it, and it's haunting, man. This is a great song. Okay, number 39. This is from a progressive metalcore band that hasn't released anything since 2016 with their EP Foresight, which is a beautiful EP. I love that EP. I've loved it for a couple years now. They're very similar to bands like Petroglyphs, Inva Animate, and yeah, they've been releasing songs. They released 3 singles. I'm assuming an album is coming or something. But number 39 is Stillness by Aerial. Now this song is very Inva Animate. I could literally edit together, like, this is from this song, this is from this song, this is from this song. Stillness literally in 3 minutes has like 3 or 4 different Inva Animate songs squished together, but it's done so well. I really love it. If you're a fan of like Old Northlane or Petroglyphs or Inva Animate, you definitely want to check out Aerial. They're great. I don't know if they're coming out with a new album, but now's a great time to get into them. Listen to their 2016 EP, and yeah, Stillness is an incredible song. I love the vocals. And yeah, it's literally Inva Animate. Okay, number 38. This is another more recent release, and it is Anhedonia by Reflections. This came off of the Shadow EP, which I just recently checked out on the channel, and Anhedonia just blew me away. You know, the other songs are really solid, but the like female vocals is so hauntingly gorgeous throughout this song. The production's on another level. It's full on Thal. The atmosphere. I mean, this is a perfect Thal song. Absolutely perfect. And it's definitely like one of the most heaviest songs of the year and one of the most atmospheric songs of the year at the same time. So yeah, number 37 is another band that I had not ever heard of until this year. This is Sacrifice Me by Unprocessed. This is another song that is just so beautiful. It's very proggy, very experimental, but it is just so beautiful. From the first like 5 seconds of the song, the atmosphere comes in. The guitar playing is immaculate. All the reverb and the vocals, it's very dreamy. This song it's a perfect song. It really is. There's some heavy like chuggy parts, and the guitar tone is excellent. I mean, this song is just perfect, and honestly, it honestly belongs higher up on the list, not gonna lie. Okay, at number 36, this is a song by a band. I haven't checked out this band in quite a while, but they came out with this new album that blew me away. I mean, this album was fantastic. This is Gravemind with their song Alloy. Gravemind absolutely destroyed this year for me. Introsphere is one of the best albums of the year in my opinion. I love this album, and this is like one of the more emotional songs on the album that really spoke to me the first time I listened to this album on the channel. And yeah, this song is just super good. It's kind of like Sacrifice Me, not as pretty, I would say, but it has basically every element you want. There's heaviness in there, there's melody in there. The vocals are so good. 10 out of 10 vocals on this. Okay, we're going straight into number 35. This is another band that people begged me to listen to this year and never heard of them before. They're more in like the post-hardcore genre, I believe, but there's definitely tons of metalcore influence as well. This is Foreign Hands, Shapeless in the Dark. Now, I checked out their new album, What's Left Unsaid. There's literally like 2 other songs on here that are like top tier, but Shapeless in the Dark is definitely the one that just took my fucking soul and crushed it. This whole song is fantastic, but the second half, that big melodic just swelling, it's one of the most beautiful things I've heard this year. It's literally such a good, like, big melodic part. It sounds massive, and the vocals are so emotional and powerful, and then it just punches you in the face with these just super noisy guitars to end it off. And yeah, this song is just incredible. This album is fantastic, super solid album. I cannot wait to hear more from Foreign Hands. Okay, number 34. This is another album that kind of came out of nowhere. And I decided to check it out because I saw a post about it on Facebook, and then Spotify recommended me a song. It was like it all came together for me to listen to this album, you know what I mean? The universe wanted me to hear this or some shit. But this is Homewrecker by Traveler. So their 2024 album, Broken Home, I listened to on the channel in full recently, and it is such a good album, man. This is another very recent album. This came out November 22nd, but I swear, man, a couple of these albums were like made for me, like for my music taste specifically, and this is one of them, man. This has Currents written all over it, a couple other bands that I absolutely love. I heard like one or two of their older songs, and I love those songs as well, but this album, they're going in like a heavier direction, but this album, man, it definitely sounds different than the one or two songs that I heard from them in the past, so I think this is like them changing up their sound a little bit. And if that's the case, I want them to stick with this, man. Okay, number 33. This is from one of the biggest albums released this year. Also came out of nowhere. This is Bring Me the Horizon with A Bullet With My Name On featuring Underoath. So this is the most like traditional metalcore song on the album. Underoath's part is incredible. I love the lyrics on this song as well. If Jesus Christ returns, we'll just kill that fucker twice is such a good lyric. I would put that on my body. I would get that tattooed on me. The production on this album is maybe the most well-produced album of the year, and this song is just insane with the production. All the little like ADHD sounds that just get you hooked. I love it. It is ear candy, the album, literally. And Bullet With My Name On is one of my favorites. I love the intro, the way it starts, and then the outro with this repeating guitar that kind of reminds me of like of Destinations by Thrice. It's a very, very unique song. It wasn't one of my favorites the first time I heard it because there's a lot going on. But yeah, it's definitely really high up there on my list this year. Okay, next song, number 32. I was very excited for this album. I loved this album, but now there's kind of a sadness surrounding it because this band just recently said that they were done. This is their last album. They're doing a couple tours or shows or something, and this is it. So, yeah, this is Void of Vision with their song Decades. Now, I wouldn't say this is the best song on the album. It's probably my personal favorite of the more like dancier electronic songs, because those singles were mind-blowingly heavy, except for Empty. But like Gamma Knife, because like Gamma Knife and Blood for Blood are super high energy, super heavy. Really good songs, but Decades really spoke to me the first time I heard it. I love the vocals a lot. It's one of their more dancier, synthier, gothic songs that kind of remind me of some of the stuff on Chronicles. Angel of Darkness is easily my favorite song on the album, but that was on my last year's top songs of the year, so it doesn't count. But I absolutely love Decades. I fell in love with it the first time I heard it. There's other songs on this album that I feel like are probably better songs, like Supernova, but yeah, Decades, oh my god, I have a place in my heart for that song, and it's very sad that they are going away, but it's okay. They left behind an insane discography, and I got to see them live twice, so yeah, I'm just very happy that they existed. And I can't wait to see what Jack does in the future, because he's one of my favorite vocalists. I hope he doesn't go get like an office job or something. Okay, this next song, number 31. This is also from an album that I just recently checked out, and it is the song Raindrop by Ocean Grove. So I just recently checked out Oddworld, their new album. I really like Ocean Grove, but I haven't really listened to any of their full albums or anything like that. And this one is great. It is very 90s inspired. And Raindrop really stuck out as probably the most nostalgic song on the album, and one of the most nostalgic songs I've heard this year. It also had some like Johnny Booth, like Full Tilt vibes, which I loved. It's really uplifting, energetic, and it's just really fun to listen to. It puts you in a really good mood, and it quickly became a comfort track for me because it really just gives a great vibe immediately. The lyrics aren't super happy to this song or anything. It's just the vibe that it gives off, the sound that it has. It makes me give a little thumbs up and a smile, you know what I mean? I'm chilling. All right, number 30, basically my favorite band. This is Invent Animate with How We Used to Say Goodbye off of the Heavener Definitive Edition. I immediately fell in love with this song. Hearing it live was out of this world as well. It is a beautiful song live. The lyrics to this song are really important to me. I love the song from start to finish, how the drums just start the song off. The synth work that I believe Keaton did on this track, and then the way the song ends with the really soft vocals from Marcus. You can really hear and feel the emotion. And I love this song before hearing it live, but after hearing it live, it took over, bro. It actually took over. This is just a gorgeous emo song, you know what I mean? Very relatable song as well. All right, number 29. This is another band that I just recently discovered. This is What Lies Below with their song Sleepless. Just do yourself a favor and listen to this song start to finish. The production, the atmosphere within this song is just insane. It's very similar to Traveler, honestly. So if you're a fan of Currents, you will definitely love this. It is off of their 8-song album Darker Colors, which is a great album. I did not check it out on the channel. I just listened to it on my own time. And it is a fantastic album, but Sleepless is definitely that dark, emotional, atmospheric song with tons of heaviness, great vocals. I mean, this is just such a solid song, man. You definitely got to go check this song out. Okay, number 28. This is another band that I found the same day as Traveler. Something in the universe happened that made me find Traveler and Defocus on the same day. I just recently checked out the full album on the channel, but Bias is the first song I heard, and I still think it's the best song that I've heard from Defocus. The album is great, but Bias is just on another level. It's another one of those, like, if you're a Currents fan, you gotta go listen to Bias right now. It really reminded me of, like, Living in Tragedy, just that really cool distorted synth that's used throughout the song on Living in Tragedy is very similar to this. It's just straight up one of the coolest songs I've heard this year. Okay, number 27. This is also one of the coolest songs I've heard this year. This song has some of the coolest effects I've ever heard. There's this like synthy bass that like cuts right through the mix, and it's super loud at one point, and it is like a sci-fi laser. I don't even know what to call that, but it is one of the coolest sounds I've ever heard in a song. It's really well produced, and it sounds so sick, dude. Like, you gotta hear this song, man. And that's really all I have to say with this. It's genuinely one of the coolest things I've ever heard. Alright, so 26. This is another band that came out of nowhere this year. I never heard of them before in my entire life until their new album came out called People Watching. This is Once I Need by 156 Silence. This album is dark, it is haunting. The album art alone is dark and haunting enough, but the vocals, the lyrics on this album are just very unique. And Once I Need is easily one of my favorite songs on the album. It's very catchy in a very weird way, but it is super catchy. It has a very dark and gloomy atmosphere to it. The guitar tone is unreal. It has a catchiness to it that is very unique. An atmosphere to it that is very unique as well, and it's easily one of my favorite songs of the year. They're All Around Us by Poppy, easily. I mean, this should have been higher up, not gonna lie. I worked really hard on this list, and I've been tweaking it constantly, and now that I'm recording it, a couple of these I feel like should be in different orders. This is one of them. This should be higher up. Between the chorus and the breakdown alone, dude, this song, one of the best on Negative Spaces, which is an album that absolutely blew my expectations out of the water. I knew it was gonna be really good, but it was way better than I thought it was even gonna be. Number 24, this band doesn't need an introduction. This is Echoes by Alt. Reflections in Alt just took over this year with the extremely heavy atmospheric stuff. It goes from being really beautiful to just nasty, disgusting heaviness. The chorus is excellent. I love the vocals between the clean singing and the screaming. There's tons of vocal variety just in this song by itself. And yeah, From the New World just is an unreal album. And this is one of my favorites off of that album for sure. Okay, number 23. This is a second song from the band Diamond Construct. This is their song Faded off of Angel Killer Zero. Now, Jinx was the first song that really hit me while listening to this album. It was super heavy. I loved the way it ended. But Faded came in, and it's one of the catchiest songs of the year, one of the most atmospheric choruses I've ever heard. I know I'm saying that about almost all of these songs, man. It kind of has that poppy chorus, but with a very monotone vocal. But the amount of reverb and atmosphere that it has, it just creates a serious vibe. And this song just goes full in on the electronics. It's still a very heavy song. There's still some screaming in it, but this is just all vibe, all atmosphere, all production, and I think it's just a very, very, very dreamy song. It is repetitive. There is like a trap beat in there. It's traditionally not something that if it was described to me, if this song was described to me, I'd be like, I don't really, that doesn't sound like something I'd really like. But if you listen to it, dude, holy shit, especially listening to Angel Killer Zero, the other songs that came before it, yeah, this song was super refreshing to listen to, and I ended up liking it more than Jinx. I had Jinx really high up in this list until I re-listened to the whole album, and Faded just came out of nowhere. I think this was the song that I replaced Blindsided by Gradients with. Alright, number 22, this is another band that I'd never heard of until this year. They came out with a brand new album called A Piece of Me I Never Let You Find, and it blew me away vocally and production wise. So yeah, this is The Midnight Sun by Cane Hill. This is probably the most solid single on the album. The chorus is unreal. The heaviness is super catchy. The ending of it, just the synth is super like dancey. It would get stuck in my head a lot. This is probably the most solid song on the album. It's not my favorite song on the album, I don't think. Finding Euphoria is incredible. Fade's a really good song. I Always Knew We Were Doomed, which is more of a vocal-centric song. With tons of reverb on it. I love that. And I'll give a shout out to Drowning Therapy on this album because it sounds almost exactly like Imagine Dragons. The vocals sound so much like Dan Reynolds. It's a little creepy, but it works so well. Like if Dan Reynolds went into like metalcore music or something like that, dude, he would be very successful because it sounds incredible. Alright, number 21, this is another band that came out of nowhere this year called Aphasia, or Aphasia, I'm not entirely sure, probably Aphasia. And this is their song In Death off of The Sound of Suffering Part 1, their new album, or EP. It's only 6 songs. If you're an Invent Animate fan, this is definitely an album you should check out, or a band you should check out. In Death is probably my favorite song, but Evergreen is even more leaning into the Invent Animate sound that they have. Just beautiful tapping guitar, Thal-ish guitar. The vocals are phenomenal. If you're a fan of Invent Animate or prog metalcore in general, you gotta check these guys out. It's one of my favorite finds of the year. I just recently heard it on the channel. This came out all the way back in June, and I never heard of it, so I'm really glad I found this before the end of the year. Okay, number 20, this is the second song from the band Traveler. This is Love Loss off of Broken Home. This is the first song that I was recommended to check out by Spotify. This is still my favorite song on the entire album. It blew me away the first time I heard it. I mean, it is such a good song. And yeah, there's not much else to say because I already said it with the previous song, Homewrecker. Homewrecker was a super solid opener, but this song goes even more into the fucking crazy guitar. Everything about this song is so solid, man. The vocals, the guitar, the bass, the structure, everything about it, man. So definitely go check it out. Okay, number 19, we're in the top 20 now, so that's really cool. But we got Verified by the band Grayscale Season. Again, it's another band that I never heard of until this year. I checked out their album, Feel Something New. I really like this album, but Verified stuck out above every other song on this album for being so insanely catchy. If I made a best choruses of the year playlist, this would definitely be on it. Alright, number 18, we have Alive by Alvarlize. This is also on here because of how good the chorus is. I believe this is the least listened to song on the entire album, but God, this chorus is just so solid that it's reached all the way to number 18. This is probably the least listened to song on the album because it is less heavy, but it's full of the melodies, the clean vocals. There are some heavier parts of the song, but dude, the melodies and the clean vocals stand out so much that this is probably my favorite song on the whole album. Alright, number 17, we're back to Bring Me the Horizon. This is Top 10 Statues That Cried Blood. This song has some of the best production I've ever heard. It is really, really, really catchy. It has some like video game vibes going on, similar to the previous Posthuman album. And yeah, the production, the guitar parts, there's some beautiful guitar playing in this song. The vocals, this is the one that really, really stuck out the first time I listened through Next Gen. This was definitely like probably my favorite song I heard out of all the new ones that weren't singles when I first heard this album. And yeah, it's still top 3 on the album for sure. This is a gorgeous song. Alright, number 16. This is another band that I've heard for quite a while. Heard their name anyway, but I've never checked out any music from them. And this is In Heart's Wake with their song Transmission. So Incarnation is the first album, the first thing I believe I ever heard from In Heart's Wake, and I really, really, really liked this album. There's some great songs on this album, but this song Transmission, which is the last song on the album, came out of nowhere with some like old school metalcore uplifting, like August Burns Red, that really uplifting sound that some of that older progressive metalcore has. And it apparently sounds like some of their older stuff, so I really want to check out some of In Heart's Wake older stuff if it sounds more like Transmission, because it is definitely my favorite song on the album. And there's some great, really catchy, heavy songs on the album, but this, the emotion in it, the vocals, the lyrics, I absolutely love this song with everything in me. I've heard it so many times, and there's like kind of 2 chunks to the song as well, which is really cool. And yeah, this song just kind of makes me happy when I listen to it. You know, it's kind of like Raindrop. It's more like August Burns Red. There's some August Burns Red songs that are just really uplifting and like just give a very positive feeling when you listen to them. Same with some like old Counterparts stuff. And yeah, this song just really spoke to me, man. It has a very older vibe compared to the rest of the album. And yeah, definitely my favorite song off that album, man. Okay, number 15. This is Make Them Suffer, No Hard Feelings. This song is dreamy, this song is floaty, this song is ethereal, it is celestial. I mean, this genuinely just, it makes you feel like you are flying through space. That's all I can say. The way this song starts off, the atmosphere, the electronics, and then her vocals come in, it is probably my favorite song off of their new album, besides for like Doom Switch. But out of all the songs that were not singles, this is definitely my number 1 song off this whole album, and I think it's very underrated. I haven't really heard anyone else talk about this song, but it's definitely the most vibey song on the album, and I'm really happy that it exists. I don't think I would have liked this album quite as much if No Hard Feelings didn't exist. I like this song so much. I would love if Make Them Suffer makes some more songs like this that are just really vibey. It kind of reminded me of The Void by Spiritbox a little bit, and it kind of reminds me of what I've heard off of Worlds Apart, which is only like 2 or 3 songs, but yeah, it has that very electronic, celestial, dreamy, synth-filled sound that I really fell in love with Make Them Suffer for. Alright, number 14 is Soft Spine by Spiritbox. This song just absolutely rips. At a first listen, it really reminded me of like really old Spiritbox, because they used to be super heavy. Aphids is one of my favorite songs by them, and it kind of reminds me of that song, just how ruthless it is, but obviously with like modern production, so it's very, very, very polished. I love the synth that plays during the chorus in the background, that Okay, next song is another poppy song. This is Surviving on Defiance. I fell in love with this song the first time I heard it, absolutely in love with it, because it immediately reminded me of Invent Animate, the song Emberglow off of Heavener. It immediately reminded me of that song, and I love that song so much, and man, Poppy did this so well. And I was not expecting any song on Negative Spaces to remind me of Invent Animate at all, but her voice sounds so good on this. The atmosphere, I mean, this song is just gorgeous. Anything that reminds me of Invent Animate is going straight to the top, man. And there's a ton of songs on Negative Spaces that I would love to give a spot to, you know what I mean? Like Vital, Crystallize, Halo, Negative Spaces, the title track is super good, very nostalgic, early 2000s, like Anthem. This album was incredible, but yeah, Surviving on Defiance, I fell in love with the first time I heard. Okay, we're at number 12. This is Bunny Suit by Darko US. Starfire took over my entire life when it first came out. I think it's still my like homepage recommended video on YouTube, whatever that's called. But dude, Bunny Suit is on another level. It's basically like two songs stuck together. The beginning is super heavy and really cool sounding, but once that second part comes in with that atmosphere around like the 152-minute mark, the rest of the song is one of my favorite Darko moments of all time. I mean, the beginning of the song is really sick, but oh my god, that second part of this song is just had a grip on my life, man. The amount of times I've replayed it, lyrically, vocally, it is beautiful. The production is on another level with this song. Yeah, this song is so good. Darko were on something while making this. I don't know what happened, but they just went insane. Okay, number 11, we have the first song from Era. This is Past Life Persona off of their new album Cure. This is easily the prettiest, most gorgeous song on the album. This is probably the Era album that I'm least into out of their discography. That doesn't mean it's bad by any means, because all their albums are like pretty high up there for me. So saying this is my least favorite out of their albums isn't saying much, you know what I mean? This is still a great album. But Past Life Persona is just a beautiful song that really spoke to me. I love the prettier stuff off of the self-titled album a lot, so this is kind of a continuation of that. But Jesse's vocals, the production, the melodies, this song is probably my favorite, honestly. The lyrics alone, I mean, this is an ethereal, dreamy track, and yeah, it's definitely my favorite off of the Cure album. If you like put this song on and close your eyes, man, and just like lay down and just take it in, it is one of the prettiest things I've ever heard. Not gonna lie. I mean, this is such a beautiful song. Okay, we are finally in the top 10. I think I've been recording for like an hour and 40 minutes, so I'm gonna have to edit this a lot. Lots of ranting going on here. But yeah, on our number 10 spot, this is While She Sleeps, To the Flowers. This song stole my heart the first time I heard it. Between the guitar and the vocals and just the lyrics, I mean, this song is an absolute masterpiece, and I was super excited for this album. The album didn't really live up to the Flowers at all. There's some great moments on the album, of course, but To the Flowers is definitely the best song on the album. One of the best songs I've heard from them since You Are We, which is easily their best album. Okay, we are at number 9, and we are back with Invent Animate with their song Sleepless Deathbed from the definitive edition of Heavener. This song absolutely slaps. The chorus is sick, very different for Invent Animate, but it's a really heavy track from them. It's a really cool sounding track as well. Marcus's vocals are just fucking brutal and like desperate and agonizing. I love the lyrics to this song, but the chorus is super cool, man. I have that engraved into my mind. That breakdown is sick. This is just a super solid song. One of my most listened to songs of the year as well. And they killed this song live. And yeah, I hope 2025 brings some more Invent Animate, man. I know they're cooking something up. Number 8, we are back with Darko US. This is the song 5D off of Starfire. This is probably my favorite like soft song that they've ever done. There's quite a bit of heaviness still in the instrumental, of course, but the vocals are just beautiful. This album was just a masterpiece. I mean, this might be their best album, honestly. The lyrics of this song mean a lot to me, and yeah, just the overall vibe, the atmosphere, the structure, the production, everything about this song is absolutely gorgeous. There's tons of atmosphere. It's very melodic, and it's very heavy, but the heaviness is very subtle under all the atmosphere and the very clean vocals that are used throughout the track. Some of my favorite vocals from Tom. I love his clean singing voice. It is very unique, and a lot of his vocals on this song remind me of Donna, which obviously is gonna make me absolutely love the song. But yeah, I think out of all of like the softer songs that they've made, including Donna, this is my favorite one. This song blew me away. The album blew me away. Yeah, they absolutely destroyed 2024 in my opinion. We are at number 7. This is Touche Amore with The Apollo Program Was a Hoax. I did not know this was a cover until recently, but this went straight up to one of the top songs of the year for me. I've listened to this so many times. I just love the lyrics, everything about this song, literally everything about it. This is like Touche Amore, making like a Hopes Fall type song, because I listened to the original version of this song and it sounds nothing like Touche Amore. Completely different genre, doesn't sound anything like it. So Touche Amore took the original Apollo program was a hoax and like made a Hopes Fall-esque instrumental to it, because it's like post-hardcore, but it has this like celestial space vibe, which is literally that's literally how you would explain Hopes Fall to somebody. And Hopes Fall were my top artist of the year. It's the first time in a long time that my top artist wasn't either Architects or Invent Animate. So I've listened to Hopes Fall a ton this year, and the guitar at the beginning and the end of this cover, that really pretty like dreamy guitar, are almost one for one to Hall of the Sky by Hopes Fall. So I was very shocked to find out this was a cover because of how good the song was as a Touche Amore song. I definitely knew it was different because they've never really done like a Hopes Fall sounding thing, like space type thing. And that was getting me really excited. I would love to hear Touche Amore do a full album in that style. I think that would be incredible. But yeah, this cover came out of nowhere and really quickly became one of my favorite songs of the year. Number 6, we have Cycles by Alt. From the beginning of the song, just the way it starts, the amount of atmosphere that it has, just the guitar in it by itself creates, is on another level, and it is just such a beautiful way to end this album. It is Thal, 150% Thal, and yeah, it is a masterpiece of a song in my opinion. It is a great way to end off the album, and it's maybe my favorite song on the whole album, I'm not gonna lie, out of all the singles, which is crazy to say because this is easily one of the best albums of the year. And I think Cycles is one of the least listened to songs. Yeah, it's the second least listened to song on the whole album. So, yeah, I don't know. Cycles just hit me in a different way, I guess. I don't know. All right, number 5, we are back with 156 Silence. This is Better Written Villain. Easily the best song on People Watching. The chorus is out of this world catchy. It weaves in and out of the heaviness so well. I mean, this song is really the one that gripped me while listening to People Watching the first time. It's the 4th song on the album. I loved the first 3 songs, but once it got to Better Written Villain, I was like, holy shit, it clicked with me, and the rest of the album, I was loving it. And yeah, this is my number 1 for the album. Once I Need is my second favorite, but man, Better Written Villain, I think objectively is the best song on this album. Okay, number 4, we are back with Thornhill. This is Obsession. This is like their big track that came out this year. I thought this was the first song for the new album, but I guess it's not. I guess this is completely separate. This is just a single by itself with Viper Room, which is probably my least favorite Thornhill song ever made, but Obsession is the exact opposite. Obsession was a lot heavier, but it still had that heroin kind of vibe to it, you know what I mean? Like that 90s grungy thing going on. Especially that kind of like guitar solo, not necessarily guitar solo, but like that melodic bridge instrumental section. Oh my god, I'm literally levitating in my chair just thinking about it, man. The best screaming verse we've gotten since The Dark Pool for sure. Yeah, this song has tons of energy. I love the lyrics. I love the atmosphere, the 90s vibe going on, the aesthetic of this song. I love everything about Obsession. I do kind of wish it was on the new album, not gonna lie. I hope it doesn't get forgot about. This is definitely like Thornhill perfecting the sound they were going for with Heroin. And yeah, it's really good. Okay, number 3, this is very surprising for me still, but it is The Plot in You with Been Here Before. This came out perfect time for summer. It has such a summer vibe to it. It's very uplifting. Another one of those really like happy songs. The vocals are just full of emotion. It's a very nostalgic sounding song as well. I fell in love with it on a first listen, and I've listened to it a ton since. I love the drums on it, the production, that kind of relaxing synth popish outro that really reminds me of something that would have come out in like 2016 or 17. Again, it's very nostalgic sound for me personally. And honestly, Been Here Before is kind of like a part 2 to Left Behind. They have a very similar vibe. And Left Behind was actually on my top songs last year, so it does make sense for this to be here. But I think I like Been Here Before more than Left Behind, not gonna lie. Alright, number 2, man, we got Bring Me the Horizon with Utopia. This song I absolutely adore. Lyrically, it's such a sweet song. Ollie's vocals are some of the best I've ever heard from him, honestly. The chorus literally makes me feel like I've been enlightened and I'm becoming one with the big orb of energy. This again has a very 90s vibe going on, and I love everything about that. And this is also the first song on Posthuman Next Gen, and it is so good. I mean, it is such a good way to open up the album. I just fell in love with the song, the lyrics, the chorus, everything about it, the ending, like that scream in the background at the very end of the song, in the way that it transitions perfectly into Kool-Aid. I love everything about Utopia. It's definitely my number 2 song of the year. Okay, before we go into my number 1 pick, I have 3 little honorable mentions I want to go through. Now, obviously, there's tons of other songs that I could be picking here. It was driving me insane making this list. Like, it's really, really hard for me to pick 50. I already made 60, and now I have 3 more honorable mentions to get through, so I'm just going to say these really quick. The first one is the Way Down Redux by the Amity Affliction. I had heard Let the Ocean Take Me a long time ago, not the whole thing, but I heard a couple of the songs, and I think I have heard the Way Down before because I recognized the chorus, I think, but this Redux version got stuck in my head so much. The polished sound on the Way Down sounds great. I prefer like the old version of Pittsburgh, but I think the Way Down is honestly better now. And now these other 2 songs are pop songs, so it's a little bit different than what I have on my list. But I have Chihiro. I don't even know if that's how you say it. I don't think I've ever heard this song pronounced, so this is my first time actually saying it. I think it's Chihiro by Billie Eilish. This is one of the prettiest songs I've heard all year. Now, I haven't heard any of her other full albums, but this album absolutely blew me away. This is easily my favorite song, along with like Birds of a Feather, which I'm really glad got really, really popular. But this song really reminded me of like C418, the guy that does the Minecraft music, or used to do the Minecraft music. So much so that I genuinely feel like it might have been actually an inspiration for this song, because it really, really sounds like C418 volume beta. And then this last honorable mention is What Don't Belong to Me by Post Malone off of his country album F1 Trillion Long Bed. This song was really, really, really catchy. It did remind me of his last album, which is maybe my favorite album from him besides for like Stony and Beer Bongs. Yeah, his 2023 album Austin. I absolutely loved that album. And What Don't Belong to Me is less country and more reminds me of like Austin, like this very summery, catchy, polished pop. And yeah, I had this song stuck in my head a ton this year, so I wanted to give it a shout out. And it was one of the funnest albums I've listened to this year as well, and I'm not really into country at all. So yeah, it was a very surprising album to listen to. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as they did. And here we are at number 1 with Boundaries. Now, I know I've been saying Boundaries is like my number 1 album of the year for a very long time, so it's probably very, very surprising that I haven't listed any Boundary songs on this whole list. That's mostly because I've been having an insanely hard time making this list, and I still, while going through this and recording, I'm like, I don't agree with that. That should be higher, that should be lower, so this is very difficult for me to make. Obviously, some other songs from Death Is Little More should be on here, especially Blame's Burden with Marcus Vick, and Easily Erased, of course. Both of those should have been on this for sure. But A Pale Light Lingers is definitely my favorite song off of Death Is Little More. One of the catchiest choruses of the year. The amount of emotions that you feel while listening to Boundaries is just unreal, you know what I mean? I love the verses, I love the feature from Alpha Wolf's vocalist. The bridge is really cool. We get some like kind of electronic drum glitchiness going on, but dude, the chorus is really what this song is all about, man. The chorus of this song had me hooked from the beginning, from the vocal flow of the chorus to just the swelling guitar in the background, the lyrics, the chorus of this song alone makes it number 1, dude. And Boundaries is one of my favorite bands that I've found this year. I had never listened to them until Death Is Little More. more, and then I went on kind of a binge listening to their other albums. And yeah, there's my top 63 songs of the year. Sorry I couldn't narrow it down more, but I still feel like I'm missing songs on this list, you know what I mean? 2024 was just such a good year for music. It's unreal. I didn't think it would beat 2023, because 2023 we had like Currents, Invent Animate, Silent Planet. But this year, man, holy fuck, some of these bands just came out of nowhere. I didn't even know existed. And yeah, this was such a good year for music, and 2025 is already looking maybe even better. We got Spiritbox, Architects albums confirmed, Thornhill probably dropping an album, bunch of other bands probably dropping albums as well, at least songs. Loathe might be coming back next year, yeah. So yeah, definitely let me know what you thought of my list down below. I don't think I would have been 100% happy with any list I made, honestly. And yeah, man, I'm very scared to edit this, because this is like 2 hours of me like ranting and like messing up what I'm trying to say. So yeah, this is gonna suck to edit. But yeah, man, that's basically all I have to say. Definitely check out my description if you want to check out my list, my playlist on Spotify I made for my top 60 songs. All the songs I mentioned are on there in order. We're really close to 10,000 subscribers. Well, not really close, but we're getting there. We're gonna get there soon, which is absolutely mind-blowing. So definitely subscribe if you're interested in more videos from me. Next year's gonna be insane music wise, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I do have a Twitch link in my description if you want to come check out a stream. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say. I'm gonna go torture myself now by editing this video, but yeah, take it easy. I'll see you guys in the comment section down below. Peace.